So, if you run an HVAC business, you already know this feeling, right? Marketing feels less like a science and more like you're just gambling against the weather. Today, we're going to dig into how you can stop that chaos and really start controlling your ad spend with a strategy that adapts just as fast as the forecast does.
Let's just get right to it because this is the question that keeps so many business owners up at night. You're pouring money into Google Ads, you're seeing the clicks, but are you actually getting profitable jobs? Or are you just lighting your marketing budget on fire? It's a massive source of stress. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Forget all the buzzwords like AI for a second. The real issue, the thing that actually hurts, is wasted money. Every single dollar you spend on a bad click, on a tire kicker, is a dollar that should have been in your pocket or used to grow your business. That's what we're focusing on. Okay, so to solve this money problem, first, we've got to understand the core dynamic of the entire HVAC industry. It's what the source material calls the feast or famine cycle. Learning how to manage this is kind of like getting a thermostat for your entire business. And here it is. This is the big one, the single, totally uncontrollable thing that dictates your success. You can have the best techs, the best trucks, the best ads in the world, but if it's a perfect 72 degrees outside, your phone is silent. This is the central battle every HVAC company fights. And this chart, man, it shows you exactly what we're talking about. You've got these insane, sudden peaks. That's the feast when the first heat wave of the year finally hits. But then you just fall off a cliff into these long, quiet valleys. That's the famine. You're either totally overwhelmed or you're wondering if your phone is even working. And listen, that's not me being dramatic. That's the reality. This wild up and down makes it almost impossible to plan your cash flow, to manage your inventory, and to keep a good team busy all year. It's a business model that, without the right strategy, is practically designed to fail. So, how do the smart companies do it? How do they survive? Well, they don't fight the seasons. They learn to master them. They break the entire year down into 3 very distinct phases, and they have a specific game plan for each one. Let's take a look. All right, here's the roadmap for the year. First, you've got the total chaos of the emergency rush. Then comes that quiet, dreaded shoulder season. But, and this is key, if you play your cards right, that quiet season leads you directly to the biggest prize of all, the replacement jackpot. Let's start with the rush. When someone's AC dies in the middle of July, they are not calmly comparison shopping. No way. They are in a full-blown panic. Their house is an oven, they're sweating, and they're not looking for the best price, they're looking for the fastest fix. It's pure emotion. And the scale of this panic is just staggering. We are talking about search volume for things like AC repair near me exploding by 500%. Not over a week, literally overnight. If you're not ready for that wave, you will completely miss the biggest payday of the entire year. So your ad campaign has to match that panic. You need urgent keywords. You have to be bidding aggressively to get that #1 spot on Google. Your ad copy needs to be screaming, "We can be there today." And for anyone on a phone, your ad needs to basically be a giant call now button. 0 friction, all speed. But then the rush is over. The weather gets nice, people open their windows, and crickets. Your phone stops ringing. This is what's called the valley of death. You can't capture demand that just doesn't exist. So your entire strategy has to pivot. You have to start generating your own demand. So how do you do that? With what's called a foot-in-the-door offer. Something like a super cheap $49 tune-up. Now the goal isn't to make money on that tune-up. The goal is to get your best, most experienced technicians into homes with older systems, especially in neighborhoods that were built 15, 20 years ago. You're not just selling a tune-up, you're prospecting. And this right here is why. This is the jackpot. A single full system replacement can be worth $15,000. To put that in perspective, that's the profit of 30 small repair calls, all from one job you found during the quote-unquote slow season. This is how you turn that famine into a future feast. But through all these seasons, there's this one critical piece of data that most businesses are completely missing. A whopping 80% of all HVAC leads come from phone calls, not people filling out forms on your website. So if you're only tracking those form fills, you are flying completely blind to where most of your business is actually coming from. Okay, so we've got 3 different seasons, right? 3 totally different customer mindsets and 3 completely different strategies.
Trying to manage all of this by hand is exhausting, and you're bound to make mistakes. So, what if you could automate it? What if you had a smarter thermostat, but for your ads?
I mean, just look at the difference. On one side, you've got the old way. You're constantly guessing, you're reacting to the weather after it's too late, you're wasting money, and you're missing calls. On the other side, you have an automated, proactive system that controls your budget and captures the exact leads you actually want. It's a night and day difference.
So let's break down exactly what this Aimey advantage looks like and how automation can give you a serious edge against these unique HVAC challenges.
First up, weather triggers. Now, this is an absolute game changer. The system actually watches the local forecast, and it automatically ramps up your ad bids before the heat wave or the cold snap even hits. So when that 500% search explosion happens, you're already there, sitting in position number 1, ready to catch it. Next, capacity control. You know that feeling when the feast is too big and your schedule is totally jammed? This feature is brilliant. It automatically pauses your ads the second your dispatch board is full. That way, you stop paying for clicks and calls that you can't even get to. This is pure waste prevention.
And finally, we've got a simple but oh so powerful budget protector, the negative keyword guard. It instantly blocks all those money-wasting searches. Someone searching for car AC repair or a cheap window unit? Blocked. Your budget is saved for the central air jobs that actually make you money. And the best part is, it all comes together in one simple dashboard. So instead of all that chaos, you get a crystal clear view of what's working, your costs, your leads, your budget, all in one place. This gives you back control without having to live inside your Google Ads account 24/7. So the real takeaway here is pretty simple. It's time to move from a reactive, guessing-based strategy to a proactive, automated one. It's time to stop guessing and start booking the high-profit jobs you actually want. Ultimately, it just brings us right back to our main analogy. You would never run a home without a thermostat to regulate the temperature, right? So why would you run your marketing without an intelligent system to regulate your ad spend based on the seasons?
And really, the final question is this. Are you ready to stop just surviving that feast or famine roller coaster and start strategically hunting for that $15,000 jackpot?